Hey, Buff, I got a question for you, brother. So I was in the drunk tank with Scott Rechsteiner, who ends up. It was at the Division I Nationals my freshman year. And,
oh my God.
And he went nuts. I mean, he went nuts. He had his own room and he went nuts. So a few years later, he's a pro wrestler. So I started following him, and you and him had a great run as tag team partners. Man, how crazy was that on the road?
Oh, dude, it really was. Scotty, me and Scotty just really clicked. It was a real good, fun time. And what we'd do every town we got to, bro, we just thought of what can we do that is completely 1,000% against the grain. And whatever was against the grain fully, we did. For example, real quick, Mark McGwire broke the home run record on a Sunday. Monday Night Nitro, we're in St. Louis, Missouri. So we burn a St. Louis Cardinals jersey.
Oh.
Yeah. They were trying to kill us, dude.
That's
they were trying to get to us to kill us. But that's the kind of shit we did. That's the kind of stuff we did. We literally would do things that was so against the grain that it was A, funny, B, entertaining, and C, nobody else really would do it. But I had Scotty as a backup. Nobody else saying anything to Scotty. So we were good.
Yeah, Buff, so that's my question. When you get partnered up with a real shooter like Scott Steiner, when you're in the back, I got to think things change for you a little bit. I mean, all of a sudden, you got a little more voice, right?
Oh, brother, I walked a whole different walk when I had Scotty.
I would imagine.
I had a whole different swagger. I mean, I was Scott Steiner, but then the problem is then the boys get involved. And I got into shape, and keep in mind, everybody knows Scott Steiner had the best body of all time, but I was able to stand beside him a little bit, no doubt about it. I was buff Bagwell, looked pretty good, and, I was able to at least stand beside him. Well, of course, the boys, they stirred that up and got us against each other somehow. I couldn't believe it. I said, Scotty, are you going to let this happen, dude? So the boys actually tore up me and Scotty to the point I went from having the swagger of Scotty to it's me and him facing off, and we ain't spoken 3 weeks.
Oh.
Yeah, so I got to walk up to him. I'll never forget it as long as I live. I swear to God, the pay-per-view was called Sold Out, and we're in Minneapolis, Minnesota, and I ain't spoken to Scott Steiner in 3 weeks. And I've done a Scott Steiner imitation, which was hilarious. He went out and dogged me out, which was hilarious. So there's been 2 or 3 arguments back and forth that we haven't spoke. So I walked up to him and I said, do I need to defend myself?
Good. That's a good icebreaker. What did he say?
That's all I did. I made it short. I made it sweet. And he was getting his ankles taped, and I said, do I need to defend myself? And he said, he thought about it. He took about 10 seconds, and he went, no. And I said, okay. So I still walked away verbalizing it, but I still didn't know. So here we go out in front of 20 million viewers, and we go to lock up with a 280-pound dude that can beat me up right there in front of everybody. And thank God, when we locked up, he was what we call working. And I was like, oh, God, thank God.
He's a man of his word. He told you no.
Work.